Welcome back, fight fans, to another episode of Quick Picks, brought to you by the Great Canadian Fight Show. This time we're looking at UFC Britain, UFC Fight Night, Volkov versus Aspinall, again happening at O2 Arena in London, England, this Saturday, March 19th. We're going to start at the bottom here of the card. The first fight, a lightweight bout between Jay Herbert and number 15 ranked Ilia Topuria. Kyle Allen, since you won the last card, I'm going to let you have the first pick.
Yeah, it looks like they made some changes on this card. They switched it up a little bit. So I didn't look too much into these fights, so it's hard to pick. So I'm just going to go off a kind of a blind pick on this one. I'm going to go with Ilia Topuria. I think he's the heavy favorite. He's 11-0. I'm curious to see if he is a contender in the lightweight division.
Yeah, tough to pick against him. I'm going to go with Topuria as well. Again, he looked dominant in his last few fights. He's on the rise, never tasted defeat. So I'm going with Topuria. Second fight, we've got the women's flyweight, Molly McCann versus Luana Carolina. For this one, I'm going to go again with the favorite. I'm going to go with Molly McCann to win via decision. I was impressed with what I saw from her in the last few fights, so I think she gets it done on Saturday night.
I'd like to grant you, but yeah, I was looking into this a little bit, and I'm also going to go with Molly McCann. I think she might have a little bit more credentials than Carolina, but Carolina looks like she has a good record, 8-2. Can't count her out, so hard to say, but I'm going to go with Molly McCann on this one as well.
All right, next one, we've got men's welterweight, the returning Gunnar Nelson, a heavy favorite against Takashi Sato. Kyle Allen, who you got?
I'd like to make things interesting again on this one, but I talked to him before in our last episode. I think Gunnar Nelson comes back, and I think he looks dominant over Takashi Sato.
Yeah, tough to pick against Nelson, but I do think the layoff is going to pay an effect, so I'm going to go with the underdog in this one. I'm going with Takashi Sato to win on Saturday night. In the co-main event, we've got the men's lightweight, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett, huge hometown favorite, versus Kazula Vargas. I'm going with Paddy Pimblett. I do think this is going to be, again, another beautiful highlight reel victory for him. So I do think he gets it done in front of his friends and family on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's tough to pick him. I like him so much. I like his personality and everything. I like his future star status, so hard to pick against him. So I'm not going to. I'm going to pick Paddy Pimblett on this one as well. I know this isn't probably the most interesting matchup you've seen, or our guests have seen, but I think Paddy Pimblett gets it done.
All right, well, okay, we move on then to men's featherweight. Returning Dan Hooker takes on Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen is ranked number 7, while Dan Hooker is in at number 8 and a slight favorite. Kyle, who do you have in this featherweight matchup?
I think these next two fights, this is where we're going to differ a little bit. I really like Dan Hooker. I think he can definitely win this fight, but I'm going to go with Arnold Allen. I think he's looked very impressive in his last, just quickly looking at his last fight. Yeah, he beat Sadiq Youssef, beat Nick Lentz. So he's on a 3-fight win streak. I think he gets it done over a tough Dan Hooker.
Tough Dan Hooker indeed, which is why I'm taking him. I do think the size is going to play a difference. I mean, the weight cut does have me worried, but he seems very confident at that weight. He's calling it his weight class and saying he used to fight there and he's got it all figured out. So I believe in Dan Hooker, and I think he gets it done on Saturday night. I'm going with Dan Hooker. We move on to now our main events, excuse me. Hometown boy Tom Aspinall coming in against Alexander Volkov in a heavyweight matchup where the number 11 Aspinall is actually the favorite over the number 6 Volkov. I'm going to take the pick on this one, and I'm going to go with Tom Aspinall. Again, I do think he does it in front of the home fans. I think they give him the spark that he needs against a very good Volkov. But again, this is a pick 'em in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, this is where we're gonna differ. I think I'm gonna go with that Alexander Volkov. in his last 3 fights, I think he's had 1 loss, and he's looked good. I think he beat like Overeem. I forget who else he's beat. I can't remember the last guy, but anyways, he's looked good in his last couple of fights. So I'm going to go with Volkov. He's a tall, big guy. His striking's good. I think he's going to pose a tough test for Tom Aspinall.
Excellent, folks. Well, there you are. Those are our picks for UFC Fight Night, Volkov versus Aspinall, which takes place again Saturday night, March 19th. If you watch it, great. Come join us next week, and we're going to be reviewing it as always, as we do every start of your week. Thank you very much for tuning in, folks. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much.